just coming into this forest where my buddy found some.
You say my first name.
Yeah, my buddy Dennis found some really big impressions, and so we're over here checking it out, and we come to this spot here where the soil's been turned up everywhere. And I look down and I start to see some sort. These might be older. Might be some older prints here. So I'll just look at this. All right. Goes out to here and comes around. It's a little bit smaller, but there's another one here. And you can see that on camera. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah. There's another one here. Another one here. A lot of times I'll look for this straight line here. It's a good indicator of a bigger footprint. Look at this. There's another one. And it's funny because we just got into this forest here, and where he found some of the most was up on that ridge where we're headed today. So this ought to be pretty exciting. We're gonna head up now. I'll try to capture as much video as possible of this place, but it's pretty amazing. The amount of elk track is impressive. Wildlife. There's just these big sections of torn up ground in here. I'm going to be careful because some of them might be a double elk print, but still interesting. Very interesting. Man, I cannot believe how heavily traveled this forest is. Yeah, there's a big green meadow down the hill from us. So that would be why. Look at this. Yep. I mean, it just looks like you can see the field down there, kind of. So, cool spot. Cool spot. Already found some really interesting impressions. Keep going up this hill. Let's see what we can see.
I don't remember this white stick being there.
Well, look at that. You know, that's what I've found too is, I mean, if that's not a marker, if that's not a marker, I don't know what is. None of these branches are white up here.
Nope.
And it's like a beacon.
This is where I go up
Yep,
the hill.
pointing up the hill. Okay. All right.
No, that wasn't here last week.
No? Nice. So last week he found some crazy impressions up here and even got a wood knock, so.
See that trail going through there?
I do. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome trail.
Yeah. We just came into the forest and it is pretty interesting so far.
There's a lot of compressed stuff in
There is.
And these branches have stripped a lot of their
Yeah,
bark.
even this.
Yeah.
But
Those look good.
you did walk up here last week, so.
Yeah, it does look like a footprint. I'm pretty familiar with it.
Yeah.
found track lines across here, going that way before.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So you've been finding tracks in here for a couple of years.
I've only been looking here about a year.
A year. So we have a history of tracks. Hopefully we can find some cool ones. Some good ones today. Oh, another bone. That's a big elk bone there. So what I'm looking for is that straight edge. Look at this. Obviously you see it. You know, I'm gonna be careful.
There's some old impressions over here.
Here's another one here. It's about my size though, of foot. A lot wider, but oh my goodness. If you don't, I just want
It looks like there's some stuff going this way here.
I just want to be careful too, because I see some more over here, but I don't know if it was from you last week or because you have this and this and this. So, oh man, let me check out what you're saying. They probably, I think a lot of them may be just double elk prints. What do you see here?
Well, it looks like something. There's some over there. And then stuff to this side is just torn up.
It's just so torn up. They must just come through here.
Impressions here.
They must just come through here in herds, buddy.
Look at this.
I know. There was about 3 of them right in that pile too.
And there's some over there.
They all look really similar.
There's no people walking around here.
No, there's no people besides you. So, yeah, I do want to say that you need permission to come on this land. So it's not like people are just walking here freely. This is not. This isn't somewhere where you're going to see many, if any, boot prints. You know, no hikers. You know, these shapes are all over the place. So
you can see my boot print, what it looks like comparatively, but there's impressions all through here.
So
that's mine.
That's a fresh boot print, yeah.
But yeah, here.
Yeah,
There's stuff all over.
It's
We're gonna
interesting.
go up higher.
Yeah.
There's a lot more stuff up there. This is just look how this is torn up.
It's so torn up.
And there's prints here.
Yeah, I'm in no rush, so don't worry about. Yeah, I mean, it's just okay. So if that, oh, you don't have good hearing, do you?
Not on my left side. I have no hearing on the left side.
Because there was just a thump a second ago.
It's gonna be up in here.
It might, okay, because it might have been a car door from maybe from down there. So
I've heard up here north.
okay, I want to be super skeptical about my evidence. So it's just.
You have flags if you want to flag anything.
Oh, okay, that's good. There's just so many. What do you do? What do you do? There's just, I feel like a lot of them might be double elk. That's interesting too. I mean, they're just
Like everything's
right here.
pressed down and
Yeah. Oh, this is going out. I'll be done. There's another one here. Very interesting. All right, here Here we
I
go.
didn't even get close to that one to take pictures, so I didn't even see
Yeah.
that one last time.
We haven't stepped in here, but this area, you can easily find some prints in if they've been in here. A lot of interesting impressions. Here's one. Right here. It's hard to see. But there's so many elk track around here. Look at that. This one is one of the best I've seen.
I got a tape measure.
Yeah, you got a straight edge here. Could be the big toe here. It'll come down to the heels back here. Really hard to see on the camera.
Yeah, I know.
But my hand's about 8 inches.
Here's another one, nice big one.
That's probably 14, 15. And it's older, but there's my foot, which is 12 inches. It's an inch and a half wider, and 3 inches longer, 15 inches probably, 16 inches. Okay, so
Over here.
yeah, so if that's a print, I like to follow it, but I don't see anything about it.
I think they're just wandering around in one spot. So look at this one. And then
Yeah.
there's some more over out in here. You can almost see the toes on that one.
What? I'm hearing brush moving over there. Might be a bird.
Well, I heard brush here the other day, and like you said, I don't hear that great.
Okay.
There's another one there.
Yeah, what the hell?
And there's
It's
another
almost
one
exactly the same probably size.
And my footprint
Here.
is way smaller. Here it is.
This almost looks like a double, right? So look,
Yeah.
it's a big ass elk. I got two, but that's not how these look.
No.
That's not how that really
No.
looks.
There's lots of stuff here. I'm trying not to step on it.
I think it's hard to see on the camera, but you got a lot of stuff in here. There's one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting stuff. I mean, it's obviously not conclusive, but it's not conclusive, but
No, I don't. The only way they're conclusive, I see toes.
right, yeah, toes and
But this soil isn't conducive to that
no, it's not.
print. It's too crumbly.
This-
Look at this one here.
I mean, this is just a great area, though. Lots of,
Going up the hill
obviously,
from the other ones.
yeah. Try to. Wonder if it,
Here's the next one. Looks like it's right about there.
yeah. Yeah, they've obviously been washed away a little bit since. So if that,
This is something.
this, it's tough.
Yeah, there's only circle things, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, what in the world? Okay. This is just torn up. Obviously all the dirt's torn up here, but check. Something is
There's another one right there. Circle.
on the other side of this ridge. We saw around so many trees, you got torn up ground, and I don't know what animal does that, but it's just all torn up, and it kind of around the trees like this. It's just interesting. Yeah, the ground's just torn up. Oh, there's sections all torn up here too.
Like two cuts. Yeah, right there. And right there.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's.
So last time I
What are
went
they?
up a steep hill.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I came down the other side, and I think I want to go up the other side. It's really steep.
No, yeah, we don't need to go anywhere that's crazy.
And if there was a bear, there'd be claws.
I see a tree that's kind of weird there. But this, boom, boom. I don't know where the next one would be. Maybe there. This one is super interesting. Oh man. See that? Straight line. See, no other animal makes a straight line like that. This one I'm seeing a lot actually. Now that I'm gonna analyze it a little bit more, this is what I keep seeing. This one, the same one I put my foot in earlier. It's a big toe here. Straight across. Back. My shoe is 12 inches. And you got another couple inches behind my foot. The next step is right here. And I would have to jump to get to that. There's more straight line prints over here. Yeah, that's not very good. Yeah, there's bones up here. This I found a little interesting too. Is this tree? This fork tree sitting here.
Some more tracks going up this way.
Okay. The ones I just filmed over there, very, very interesting. How pressed down it was. Jeez, the impressions around here are crazy. Wow. I mean, god dang it. I wish that.
Walked over here before.
Well, this is way too wide to be your foot. This is way too wide to be your foot.
No, I haven't walked over in here. There's some big wide spots.
And this looks. And they go. I mean, this is about the size of my foot. It's wider. Oh yeah. Look at the bones here. We're in this ravine right here. This is super interesting. We got bones here. What were the prints you were looking at? Is that right there?
There's some in here. I haven't walked along this side of this hill before.
Yeah.
I went right up there and I came back down around there.
Okay.
So this is all fresh.
Yeah, I mean, the skeptic would say that they're all double elk tracks.
They don't look like double elk tracks to me.
Some of them are, they're just too straight. They're too straight to be a double elk.
Here usually sink in pretty deep and a crisp.
It's a cool spot. It's a cool spot. It's perfect to leave impressions too. I mean, they're not going to be perfect prints around here, but they are good impressions. Oh, I like this over here too. Yeah. Yeah. No. All right.
You can take my picture.
Bam. Ripped up sword fern right there. We just heading up this
There's a whole pile of them.
heading up this ridge. You got, let me point here. You got a torn sword fern there. Got torn up and moved. These sword ferns are thrown around. And as I look up, you got a weird little tree leaning on the, or a stick leaning on the tree here. Kind of hard to video as I'm walking up this incline, but very interesting spot, I gotta say.
I think those are pulled up here and up on the plateau.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, look at that. And sword ferns, almost impossible to pull up. And there's a lot of big impressions here too. Look at this. And look, just loose, and that's, recent. Oh, look at this. Check this out. Something.
Another stick against a tree.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's another one.
This one's interesting. You got, right.
The trail.
It could be. See how this ground is torn right there. What? I'd like to actually know what animals dig this stuff up. Is it bear? It's February. you know, none of this stuff's conclusive evidence, but it's you got to document it, you know. None of this stuff's conclusive evidence,
Nope.
but you got to document it.
You have to document it?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Right here, like I'm doing.
There's a really nice pulled up fern right here.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, this is a cool spot here. Yeah, man, look at that. Super interesting.
There's another pulled up one right here. Looks like they had a war here.
Yeah.
They pulled up tons of ferns.
Yeah. This one's pulled
See
up.
they're big.
Yep.
You see all the root balls pulled up?
Yep, that one's pulled up.
This
Oh.
one shot a lot of the tracks last time.
Yeah. Had big old, found some probably 18, 19 inch.
Did you?
You did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right
last
here.
week you did.
Well, some
As
just
I'm
below
looking, I
this,
see a little
and then
X.
up here.
I'm not seeing any giant impressions really. But
Looks like a big impression. I don't know if it is or not.
what? It almost, the ground is so torn up. It looks like some sort of machinery came through here.
Except for there's no machinery.
Of course not, you know. But this is
Look at
just,
these, they're all these tiny shrubs.
I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it is, it's like a herd of buffalo came through here. That's really what it looks like.
Here's the big fern.
Wow, this is the most digging we've seen. I mean, there's rocks pulled up.
Yeah.
What are all these rocks?
Yeah, they dug up all these.
I mean,
rocks.
they're 8 inches into the soil there. What? Now, I don't know.
First, I thought they were tearing them up for a place to sleep, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It just looks like they're doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
There's pretty good size impressions here.
there's two ferns here. Yeah. What are they doing if they're not eating them well?
Yeah, I'm looking out and I see torn up ferns over there.
It's too much.
First time I've ever seen that movie.
Yeah. Look at that. This is 100%. It's so thin though. Maybe it's
There's some interesting little tracks here. Wonder if this is like a nursery and they brought some young ones here and they just were tearing stuff up.
I have no idea. I mean, you got me. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, look at these piles of sticks.
Check this out. The fern's still pushed in the ground.
Yep. Right there, the hole. You can easily see where they dug this up. something. Who knows what? You know, could there be seats? Could there be sitting up here? You see the brush kind of pushed off to the side, especially this spot. Look at this. If I was to sit anywhere in this forest, it would be right here. You have a view of anything coming for a mile. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking they just might sit. This might just be some place that they, I mean, if there's any place in this woods to stand or sit and watch for stuff, be a great, this would be the spot. Oh yeah, I can see from here. What in the hell?
And from where I'm looking, it looks like there's
Oh my goodness.
tracks down in here. But look over there, how torn up everything is.
Those are,
They just pulled out of the ground all over, right here too.
what? This is, what?
Yeah, down
What
in
in
there.
the world is going on here? And these do not look, they don't look like elk prints.
No, there's no
They're
elk
longer.
prints in here.
They're longer.
There's no elk prints in
But they don't look big enough.
here. Well, young ones.
You know, they don't look, yeah, they don't look big enough to be a huge squatch, but they're all. The only other thing would be human, right? There'd be humans in here, but. Oh, dear.
These ferns are all
Wait.
just torn to shreds. They're just laying all over the place. There's some torn up ones there.
There's something up a hill.
I got noises here last time when I was here, rustling around.
Yeah. No, there's.
Some branch breaking.
Yeah, it's making noise. I don't know if you can hear
Yeah,
it.
I've heard some noise up there too.
Okay.
It was loud last time when I heard it. It was pretty loud noise.
Okay. Whoa. Listen. Listen to that.
There's some pretty nice tracks here. They're really nice.
Okay. It's a big animal up there.
Yeah,
Moving through the brush. This is, I mean, okay. I'm gonna keep my camera up on this hillside. We'll see what it is.
there's a couple real nice tracks here.
Okay. Yeah, look at that. Whoa. What?
I heard that one.
What? I see him. Oh, I get,
I heard that one. The whistle got him riled up.
wait a second. I'm gonna go. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Super fresh. Tons of flies on it. Well, these elk. It might have been elk up there. Yeah, you can still hear them. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Must have been elk. Look at all this.
This is all elk up here.
Yeah, they were just here like 10 minutes ago. I was down up there.
Probably what it was.
It must have been a,
Not necessarily.
not necessarily, it's true, but to make that much ruckus through these, it must have been have a big bowl or something. Check out that pile. Whoa.
What's that? Yeah.
That is one of the biggest turds I've ever seen. So they must come up here during the day. Oh my God, I mean, that's probably still warm.
Probably.
And then go down that and graze down there.
Well, they usually hang out down that other field.
Oh, there's a
But they've
couple.
been moving over this way lately. There's a herd of about 60.
It's interesting, it doesn't really smell bad. It doesn't really smell anything. That's weird. I've had a little cold too. I don't know if it's, maybe I'm just not smelling.
The other thing too is the bulls separate from the cows after they've done their duty.
Yeah,
Could just be a couple random bulls up here.
yeah. I would guess the ruckus they made going through the brush.
But I had the same thing happen the other day when they got a little louder up here.
Yeah,
I was very quiet because I wasn't talking or anything.
yeah,
And crack.
yeah,
And then some more rustling around and a crack.
yeah. You could still hear it. Well,
You see, these tracks look a whole lot different than the tracks down there.
they do. They do. I mean,
And they're not pulling up.
they're obviously.
And the ferns aren't messed up there.
Yeah, what the hell? I mean, that
Yeah,
look.
this is really fresh poop. But,
It is.
but the bugs had to find it, so it's a while ago. But they aren't coming across down there. They're coming across up here.
Well, it's a good good area for wildlife, that's for sure. It's nice. Yeah, they're hanging out up here all day. You got lots of piles of poop up here.
Yeah, but you notice down a little bit lower, there's no elk poop.
No,
And the tracks look a lot different.
they do. Yeah, it's interesting. The tracks do look a lot different. I just wonder. Yeah, I don't know.
I put little flags on those tracks I was looking at.
Okay. Thanks. I was hoping to.
You never find them again unless you do.
Yeah, I was hoping to see what was making that racket up there.
Well, it could have been elk, it could have been bear, it could have been.
Are the bear?
Huh?
Bear up already?
Oh, they don't hibernate around here.
Yeah, huh? Because too low.
They semi-hibernate.
Yeah.
They get a nice day like this, they're out.
Yeah. Okay.
Rainy, cold, snow, they go back and hide in just a pile of wood and
Yeah.
twigs and stuff. They aren't.
Not very active during the winter, but still don't hibernate.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's some elk poop over here too.
Yeah, so it must be the elk digging this shit up like this.
Yeah, because it's not the same kind of tracks around there. As soon as you get up here, you don't see any torn up ferns where you're seeing the elk tracks. And down here, the ferns are just ripped up and there's no elk tracks.
Yeah, it's weird. What are they doing? This a rock is broken too. Well,
Oh yeah, when you get down here, the tracks disappear like up there, and there's no poop. And here's the
poop, 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 poop.
it's not meat, it's in the stick.
Yeah, look at that. So, here's the other one right here. It's so hard to see on camera, but
I know.
it really is. This one's super deep.
The one you saw
This
the other
one's
day,
super deep.
I took 5 times as many photos as what you saw.
Yeah, it's hard to
And I deleted hundreds.
yeah. It's hard to see.
And when I printed some of them out, printed them, they were really bad.
Yeah.
But once you started sort of drawing them out with your finger, you can see where they're
Mm-hmm.
at. That's why I carry these little things.
Yeah, those are awesome. Yeah, more from this ravine. You got, yeah, these ferns are just dug up right here. You have a pile of dug up ferns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 10 ferns here, dug up, and literally, it looks like they've been piled over here. There is a pile of ferns here, and you can see. You hear a knocking? So did I. Right as I'm talking. What the hell?
You can take pictures of some footprints down here because you got light. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. This is not, I've never seen something like it. Torn up fern, it goes all the way. You can almost see just where something was walking and just tearing ferns up. I'd love to know. I've heard they eat sword fern, but is there something under there, or do they eat the roots? Okay, so up on this hill, we have elk prints everywhere, and elk scat, and elk prints everywhere. There's no ferns torn up there. Come down a little bit, we have these big impressions down here. Big impressions and torn up ferns. Look at that. Where down here you had almost what would look like seats. Right here where all the sticks have been pushed off to the side. We just heard some knocking up on the ridge, and there's no way we can get up this ridge. It's so steep. Okay. Trying to understand what's going on in here is tough. All those ferns had just been torn up and piled there. There's one there. It's ripped up. Look at this. This can't be. Is this?
You need to come down here and look at this stuff.
Headed down. Here's another pot. This is crazy. These are the ones he was holding. There's a huge fern ripped up there. More piles of ferns. So you didn't walk any farther than you saw.
With my hiking stick, I didn't go back in there, but there's tracks all over in that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's... This? You didn't?
I didn't do that.
No.
That's why I stopped right here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Look out in
It's
there.
all pushed down. The whole area. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's looks to be one there. Obvious one here. It's just get these big impressions. Oh man. So wow. Like this is the forest, how it's supposed to look. This is how it looks over here.
Another big one torn up. Not eaten or chewed on.
No, I know. That's what's weird.
And
It's weird. They're just picked up, like,
picked up, ripped out of the ground, and thrown.
yeah, set to the side. I mean, that's to rip that out. You need to take some serious digging or serious
If
force.
it was an elk, you know, this would all be torn to shreds.
That's true. You think it'd be just mangled, right?
Yeah, chewed off.
I mean, it looks like it was just taken out of a pot carefully. Yep. All the roots are still...
And all the fronds are there, so you had to grab it.
It feels like...
It'd have to be a hand.
That is a giant fern to be... very interesting. Check out that. That is probably the biggest tree in this forest. Holy shit.
That was about 50 years ago.
Wow. The size of that thing, buddy. That's 10 feet across. Well, hard to see anything. Oh my god, that tree. It's a 500-year-old tree. Yeah. What is going on back here? I mean, what? What the fuck? Okay. I'm gonna turn the camera on for a little bit, but I only got about 40% battery, and we're only halfway through the day, so. But we're in the Oregon coastal range. This place has been super interesting. Lots of pulled up ferns and the amount of game trail I've almost never seen before. The elk prints, and then mixed in with the elk prints, there was a lot of big impressions like that. So I'm gonna head down right here. It looks like there's a little lake or pond down here, so we're gonna head down. My buddy Dennis is down at the bottom of the ridge, so I mean, look at these impressions, guys. This is weird. It's a great spot. I love it. I'd like to do a lot more exploring on this, the coastal range here. I mean, I've found more interesting stuff today than the last couple of months over in the Cascades. So these are a lower elevation. The range is a lot lower elevation, so maybe they could easily winter over here in the coastal range. I mean, here it is February, and look how green everything is. Yeah, I think that's maybe a beaver pond down here at the bottom. Dennis was over here somewhere. What an awesome forest. Yeah, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Pond down there. Oh my goodness. This land we're on, we've been finding these big impressions, but this land, people can't just walk through here. These aren't hiking trails. These are game trails, guys. This is private land. Private land. There's no hiking. There's no hunting. There's nothing. I mean, any of that brush here is Dennis. Here he comes. This is prime habitat. See the big pond down here?
Huh?
See a big pond down here?
It's part of that.
The creek? The beaver dam?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this forest, man. I do. I love it. It's absolutely prime. I mean, it's all second growth, but still, it's nice.
What the coast is like.
Yep. That's what I was saying. I got to get over to this coastal range more often.
You know, the interesting thing about this forest, I haven't found any chanterelles here. And most of the coast range here has chanterelles all over the place.
Yeah, I think in the winters I'm just gonna start investigating the coastal range. You know.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
Otherwise, I do nothing, sit in front of TV.
Yeah, and everything else is too high in the Cascades right now. Has snow everywhere there. Oh, this looks like the old logging road. Look at that. Get this impression right here. Parallel to the trail. Look at there.
Perpendicular. Yeah.
It's a good one. This looks like the actual old logging road. It comes across here.
Through here, yeah.
Oh, it's a steep hill there. We're gonna have to. We'll have to analyze that. Well, you obviously have something here. Is it a coincidence that we have some sort of a structure right here where the forest changes? Okay. Oh my goodness. We are in Sasquatch territory. Look at this. That's the question. I'll have to analyze the.
That's pretty awesome, man. What's this guy?
Get this huge thing, and it just happens to be kind of where everything meets over here. It could be natural. Let me analyze it a little bit. That one might have just fallen off of.
This is cut, it looks like. I don't know
Okay.
if it's the same tree.
Okay, so this probably, that didn't grow there. It probably fell off of
It could
this.
have been pushed over too.
Right, it could have just been pushed into that.
That's a little too odd to be.
Look at this. Yeah, there's another one over here. There's an A-frame. It's almost like an A-frame. There's a big A.
Oh yeah. Well, we're getting close to the road. It might be.
Oh, it could be, you know, a road down there. Yeah, there's a road right there. Huge X. Well, I could spend all day walking around here. I love it. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's just. What was that? Is that gunshots?
I don't think there's any shooting this time around.
Yeah, we could just head back on the road. It's no big deal.
What's that?
We could just head back on the road.
Yeah,
Over
the
there.
road's right here.
Okay.
We'll go back down, and that, if you want, you can go on this ridge over here. It's starting to cloud up a little bit. It's not bad.
Grab my. Natural or not, it's pretty cool. I left my hiking pole over here. There he is. Yeah, there's a lot of down trees, so it could just be natural, but either way, it's been documented. We just meet him out on the road over there. This is also private land. It's not like there's going to be anybody driving on this road. Oh, that's pretty cool. Just a great spot. So thankful for him bringing me up here. I feel some raindrops. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop filming too. Unfortunately, it's a long hike today. Can't film it all or I'll run out of battery. This kind of stuff is interesting to me. I'm sure it's natural, but where we're at, the weird prints we're getting. Guess we didn't get any prints, we got impressions. We call them impressions, big impressions. And pulled up ferns, some bones. Yep, that's right. I'm gonna start coming to the coastal range a lot more often. Next winter, coastal range. I should have learned that by now, but now we're on it. Alright, guys. It's been fun. I will only turn the camera back on if I find something interesting. We'll see ya.